Yo, what's going on, family? In today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. Urgent warning issued over popular slushy drink that leaves children unconscious after one. Aw, nah. You know what's crazy is, oh man, look, so we got this gas station in town called Kelly's Market, and every Friday they got these frazzle drinks, which is just like these slushies, and it's free Frazzle Friday. So all the kids can come in and get a free drink. They got us, y'all. See, I don't know why people going crazy over those little demon dolls. Just a friendly reminder, Iran. Exactly. Leave us out of it. A cheap like sub meat from like the grocery store and then just throw it in there and just sort it out, make it look nice.
While we're all being distracted, whether we're going to war or not, I don't know if you guys have been to your Google Maps or your Apple Maps and looked up Washington, D.C. It's not there anymore. It's just Washington.
What?
It's just Washington.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing? Because isn't like District of Columbia like a corporation controlling things? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't looked into that. Y'all let me know if y'all know anything about that.
Trick that they
Hold on. I got a Rubik's Cube over here. Bang! I'm gonna put this to the test. So let's see if this actually works. So he said, all right, you move. Wait, hold on. We're gonna have to rewind this again. I forgot which way he said to do it. All right, let's. All right, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, man. Why you lying to me like that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. It's not working for me, man. I don't think I'll ever get that thing solved.
So how crazy is this? The top execs, and I'm talking about the bigwigs, at Meta, OpenAI, and Palantir, got sworn into the U.S. militaries as lieutenant colonels. Maybe y'all didn't hear what I said. The bigwigs at Fortune 500 companies got sworn in as lieutenant colonels in the U.S. Army Reserve.
But it makes sense though, if I'm being 100% honest, because think about the times that we live in. I don't think we live in the times where there's going to be 1,000 men or troops, on the front line marching into some country. No, I don't think we live in those times anymore. We live in the times of AI and robots. Robots meaning drones, things like that, right? And a lot of that is in the military now. And if you want to continue to win this arms race, right? You're going to need those tech guys in there. So it kind of makes sense, but it's kind of dangerous as well. Because like these people have access to almost everything in today's time. And we've allowed them to do that as people. We've allowed Google and Amazon and Apple and whatever big name tech Meta to literally have control of all of our information. So much power. And we've allowed it.
They sworn these people in as advisors. Now, my question to you is this. How is that even possible? What ranks did they go through? What work did they put in to be considered that title in the U.S. Army Reserve? Mind you, these are the people that know everything about everything that you do. Everything you do on social media. Every question that you ask ChatGPT. Anything you could think of, they know. And the reality of this shit is this. If they're in that position, think about the things that could be requested of them. Think about what they're capable of doing. And I know a lot of people gonna say they're using them for special intelligence, just in case we're in a war, and just in case we need to make some superhuman shit to fight in a war. Okay, but what if, just what if, that war wasn't against them, it was against you, against us? What if they utilize the information that they have about us against us? Now back to the bigwigs, right? How was it possible, and I need you to think about this, how was it possible for them to acquire that position? Those positions. Lieutenant colonels. I'ma just let y'all sit with that. I'm out.
Look, man, for one, there's way too much of a divide in the US for me to even consider what us is. I don't know what us is. So those people at the top, that's their own little crew, right? And they're going to do what they got to do for their crew. And they're going to maintain their power as much as possible. Us, I have no clue what we're doing. We just sitting back and enjoying the show and waiting for things to happen, just to be honest. So we're really not doing anything to prevent these things from happening. We're kind of just allowing them to do it and hoping that they have our back as people. But do they really? Who knows?
Major developing news right now in Elk River. The Anoka County Sheriff's Office confirming to Fox 9 that a large search at this landfill is underway, and this, they say, is related to the disappearance of 16-year-old Jordan Manny Collins. The chopper at this scene here within this hour.
The fucked up part about this news briefing is that AI? When I first saw this come across my screen, I was like, is that AI? I'm so far down the rabbit hole that that could be a real situation. But is that AI? Anyone who first saw that, please, I'm not alone. Am I alone? Am I alone? Am I alone? Am I alone? Because I'm like, is that an AI generated story? Or footage of a story that's real, but they're showing AI generated investigation? Like, is it happening? It's happening.
It's the exact same play.
Not gonna lie, AI is creepy, super creepy, and it's getting to the point to where I don't know what's real and what's not. I'm just being honest. I really don't. I mean, I do, but it's like they could put a video out there, and if the video is short enough and it goes by quick enough, you're like, wait, was that real or was it not?
It's the exact same playbook, and if you're under 30 years old, you were either too young at the time or you weren't alive to experience the first time we ran this playbook that the United States government is trying to run on Iran right now. Because right now, it is slowly becoming an inevitability across our media, across the way we're talking, that we definitely have to invade Iran. And why? Because they might have a nuclear weapon. You know what another term for nuclear weapon is? Weapon of mass destruction. That's the exact reasoning that we used 22 years ago for our nation to preemptively strike and invade Iraq. One letter difference.
Crazy.
One letter fucking difference. The entire justification for the United States military to militarily intervene in Iran is word for word, bar for bar, flow for flow, stolen for the United States military justification for intervention in Iraq. It's the same shit. And you want to know why? Because this government, our government, the current people who are running our military are becoming the laziest motherfuckers on earth who are using shit like ChatGPT and Grok to write their fucking justification. And they're trying to throw it out there as fast as physically fucking possible so we don't notice. Because AI cannot create anything new. Generative AI does not generate anything. It takes shit that people have already invented and it puts a new skin on it, makes it look a little bit flashier, changes the tint a little bit, and changes one letter from a Q to an N. And that's fucking it. That's all it needed to do. And that's what we're fucking doing right now. We are seeing a president who has terrible policies that people do not like, that are fucking mad at him constantly, who wants to feel big. Decide that he needs to become a military wartime president, and that'll feel good. It'll look good on him, and then he can put up a big mission accomplished fucking banner after we go and bomb Tehran and send our troops to go get stuck in the mountains somewhere. It's the same shit. We lived through this exact same thing before. The only difference is this time we have social media. We didn't have that in 2003. In 2003, this was being pushed completely by cable news and all of our television networks, the inevitability that we had to invade Iraq. Now it is being pushed through social media. It's being pushed through brand new accounts that are showing up with fan cam edits. Back in 2003, I had to hear Toby Keith on every fucking radio station talk about, we'll put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Instead, now, I get fan cam edits of B-2 bombers that are being moved to Pacific Island bases so they can get closer to strike Iran with bunker buster bombs at a moment's notice, being played with Bomb 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 Iran parodies of the Beach Boys put in the background. It's the same playbook, the same thing. And it makes you feel crazy when you live long enough.
Man, it don't make me feel crazy. It just lets me know that when they say history repeats itself, it really does. And it's not just fashion trends. Because this is literally what happened back then. I feel like I feel like the United States kind of has to always have a constant conflict in order for things to work in their way. Because if things were just peaceful and everything was fine, us American people would probably realize that the government is like not for us. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of gotta have conflict and distractions going on all the time. All the time. And it's probably not just the US, right? It's probably a bigger play at hand. You know, there's probably like a few groups of people at the top who are like, let's stir some things up and let's make it fun for us, people at the top, because we protect it regardless of what happens. We got bunkers, we got everything we need. But let's just kind of put on a show for people. I don't know, man. It's just crazy how things work out.
Someone asked me to spill the tea on why I'll never get in a community pool or spa. Do not watch this any further if you have a weak stomach. This is going to gross you out to the max. I take care of a lot of HOA, apartment pools, commercial pools, big swimming areas with a lot of people. And I'm telling you right now, if you knew what was in the water, you would never even dip your toe in it again. So let's start with this. Chlorine, it doesn't really just magically make the water clean. When you've got about 100 people a day in just one body of water, everything off of their body, it ends up in there too. Sunscreen, lotion, sweat, deodorant, makeup, hair products, grease, pee, you name it, it's in there. Now, when all of that builds up, that foam on top of the spa.
Oh, that? Ugh.
That's not just like bubbles that are created because the water's churning really fast. That's actually chemical soup of body oils, pee, detergent, and just filth. And for mucus discharge. Yeah, so chlorine actually opens up your pores and your sinuses, which means every person in there is literally leaking from their nose, their mouth, and the pores on their body. So that like water, whether it be in the spa or the pool, it's full of boogers snot, phlegm, mouth spit. If you're sitting in a spa or in a pool and you open your mouth even once, you're basically tasting that mixture.
He ain't lying, yo. I done seen so many kids just spit in the pool. I don't know, man. It's nasty.
And I know people don't like to think about it, but that's the 100% truth on this. That's what you see. The stuff that is way worse is what you don't see. There's a parasite actually called cryptosporidium, and it survives chlorine. Chlorine can't kill it. And if someone goes in that spa and someone else swallows even a tiny bit of water that has had cryptosporidium in it, you're literally looking at days and weeks of violent diarrhea, vomiting, and dehydration. Like, it will hospitalize you for quite a while. So now, when it's your own family pool, a backyard pool, a handful of people, that's one thing. But when it's 50, 100, 200, 300 people a week on a daily basis, that water is a soup of everything that came off everyone's body. Now, I'll clean it, I'll shock it, but I'm not swimming in it. Ugh. And now you know why. I'll never, ever get in a public spa or pool.
Yeah. So how many other people feel that way now? I'm not going to get in a public spa or pool. You know, I get it. I get it, man. That's probably nasty. But, like, you can't get in anywhere. You can't swim in lakes, right? Because those things have parasites and nasty stuff in them and people dump in lakes. Can't swim in rivers. Can't even swim in the ocean. Can't swim in public pools. Bye-bye Six Flags Hurricane Harbor. You get what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Can't even use your water hose in the back because who knows what's in tap water.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out. What if, come here, shh, shh, shh. What if the U.S. really already installed the Golden Dome and Iran has already been trying to attack the eastern United States, and all of this rain and these huge thunderclaps we keep hearing is the Golden Dome intercepting these bombs? Not to mention, if you put in Washington, D.C. in your maps, it's only going to come up as Washington. There's no more D.C.
Where is the District of Columbia now? This is in 2005. Look at that crowd of people. Yo, these mosh pits used to be wild. You know, and what's crazy about this stuff, right? Okay, nowadays, with the thing that happened with the Astro World or whatever, you have social media. Social media has changed the game for a lot of stuff because you're able to see a lot of things in real time. Back in the day, when you had these mosh pits and you had like Linkin Park and all these other rock bands or just big name performers coming out, you only seen it on TV, right? And that means that the production company filmed it and recorded what they wanted you to see. You didn't really get to see all the backstage stuff. Who knows what could have happened here? Think about that huge wave of people. And these mosh pits used to be wild. I don't know if they still are the same way. I don't attend these things, but yeah.
They told you 1492 was about a man named Columbus discovering a new land. But what really happened in 1492 was the intentional rerouting of the Earth's memory grid. 1492 wasn't just about boats and maps. It was about severing flame holders from their lands, languages, star alignments, and ancestral timelines. What they don't tell you is 1492 was a global ritual. A cold year when multiple empires, Spain, Portugal, Rome, and others, agreed to erase indigenous sovereigns from the map, rewrite the heavens through false calendar overlays, replace cosmic navigation with colonizer geography, baptize flame children into slave codes through renaming and paper sealing, spread the false Holy Land narrative while burying the original ones under Vatican archives. 1492, yeah, the official start of the time lock spell. The spiritual chains started there. Not on slave ships, but in encoded declarations. Why it matters spiritually? Before 1492, you had multidimensional navigation, land, star, lineage, element. But post 1492, the soul map was swapped. You stopped identifying as a people of the sky and earth. You were rebranded as property. The ancestors were recoded as myth. The Christos flame was replaced with church control. And just like that, the original timeline was buried beneath fake borders, fake scriptures, and fake fucking gods. Why they did it? Because we were rising. Indigenous soul sciences were syncing with cosmic portals. Star-coded births were increasing. Flame tribes were restoring balance to the earth grid. 1492 wasn't conquest, it was panic. A lost ditch timeline hijacked to delay the rise of the ones who were never supposed to forget. But you didn't forget. That's why you're reading this now, or hearing this now. Ashe.
And nobody noticed. All you rubberneckers out there are so entertained by what's going on in Israel and Iran that you didn't even see what was happening here. I'm sorry, I forget I'm talking to Gen Z sometimes. Rubbernecking is a term that we, old folks, used to use when you were watching an accident over there instead of paying attention to the car right in front of you. Let's back up. Last Saturday, the parade. Do you remember the parade? Okay. Do you remember how he had Melania stand right in front of him? In chess, this is known as the queen going in front of the king because she protects the king. Queen's Gambit, okay? If you didn't know, Trump in real life is actually like a master at chess, his favorite game. Still with me? And did you notice the Golden Knight? Okay, and then did you notice the capturing of the flag? The envelope flag? And now there's 2 flags that were erected at the White House. In chess, flagging is when your opponent's time has run out. Does this remind you a little bit of that captured flag at that Pennsylvania post office? Do you understand the meaning of that one? If you don't, go look it up. But that's not even the most interesting thing. Go on to Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever maps you like to use. Washington, D.C. no longer exists. That's right, D.C. no longer exists, okay? Now it's just Washington. If you think this wasn't well thought out, go look at the inauguration day. Go look at Trump's tie. Go look at Melania's outfit. Of course, everyone was too entertained by Ivanka looking like Serena Joy over there. You failed to notice the colors that Melania was wearing. Go have a look. When you start paying attention, you'll start finding answers. Just saying.
You know, I'm going to put that to the test right now, y'all. Let's see. Let me pull up my Google Maps. All right, we're going to search up Washington, D.C. And it says Washington. It doesn't say D.C. Oh. Okay, let me go to the About section. It says Washington, D.C., formerly the District of Columbia and commonly known as Washington or D.C. So is it still Washington, D.C.? Or is it just Washington? Or is it D.C.? I don't know. Is the capital city and federal district of the United States. This city is on the Potomac River, across from Virginia. It shares land borders with Maryland. The district is named after Columbia, the female personification of the nation. Okay, so it just says Washington, but I have no way of proving that it said Washington, D.C. before. So let's just look up District of Columbia. And it still shows that this is still a federal district, right? Of Columbia. But there's no like about or anything like that on here. I don't know. What do you guys think about that, man? What's up with Washington, D.C.? Anybody in D.C. area or Washington area, whichever one is called now? You guys have any idea what's going on? Any strange activity in that area? You know, any flags flying or flags being captured or taken down? Is it really United States of America? Or Is the United States of America a corporation that has been taken over or is owned by someone else now? Maybe Trump's just the general manager.
Hey guys, here's a quick one. This is a time-lapse video of the sun as it rises over my home during the day. Today was a very clear day, so this was a good day for the video. Nothing strange about it. Just completely normal. You know, take a look. Oh, and as a bonus there, if you look in the right-hand corner, you'll see a hole. That's a portal hole where the orbs come out of. Pretty cool. Check it out. Totally normal. Enjoy the video, guys. Continue to follow me if you want the truth. Stay safe, everyone.
Yo, was that the lens? What's going on, y'all? All right, kids, remember this. Robert Maxwell. I don't even know how to say her name. Ghislaine. You know who she is. Maxwell's father partnered with McGraw-Hill, a couple of other families, to produce your grade school textbooks. TT just took my video. Oh, TikTok. TT, I thought she talking about auntie or something. TikTok just took my video proof down. Go search on DuckDuckGo for yourself. It's probably true, man. I'm just saying, nation of workers, not a nation of thinkers.
We all know about corn, how every time you watch it, your dopamine levels rise, right? But then there's a crash in your brain because you're going to continue to want that. And then literally a part of your brain dies. You become numb and then you continue to chase. Just some information.
I don't think it's talked about enough how
I don't think that last part is talked about enough, man, because just think about it, man. Everyone has access to one of these, and on one of these, you have access to that information, right? It's different. It's not like when I was a child, right? When I was a child, we used to go into family video, right? And we'd just be looking around because I don't know. You guys remember family videos or Blockbusters or whatever? You would walk around the outside of it, and that would be all the new releases. This is before they had streaming services and all of that. So all the new released movies would be on the outside, and then you'd have all the old ones on the inside. But in the back of the store, right, like ducked off to the side by the restrooms, would be this section, adult only section. You know, and sometimes as a kid, you'd be like, peek in there. That would be our version of it, literally. Or if you went to your uncle's house or somebody's house or whoever's house, your neighbor's house, and you go to the bathroom and you just so happen to see this little magazine on the side of the toilet, and you pick it up and you're like, rip this page out till later. That was what we had back then. Think about what they got now. There's literally no room for imagination anymore. So you it makes sense.
it's literally so damaging to your brain. You do these disgusting acts every single time, your brain gets more dopamine. You're literally losing so much testosterone when you do that, especially on a regular basis. To quit this disgusting habit that you have, and I hope most of y'all know that most studies have shown, corn addicts have to go through the same mental rewiring that heroin addicts have to go through. There's two things. The first thing, you have to regain that testosterone that you've been losing for all them years. And you need something that will bring down your dopamine levels to keep you locked in and focused. Something that I use for extra boost in testosterone is Shilajit. For the extra clearness, focus, and clarity, I take ashwagandha.
The TV ad that was banned because the truth made white people uncomfortable.
Yo, it's crazy when the roles are reversed, right? Wow.
Yeah, they're cool.
Crazy when the roles were reversed, man, because that's literally what would happen if you put a mirror up to them.
Interesting building here. Just want you guys to check out. I know it's kind of choppy. I do apologize. I am just kind of driving by and stopping. And oh my God, what do we got going on here? We got dragons. Dragons are cool. We got lions. Some more faces.
Dragons gotta be real. They have to. I see so many depictions of dragons. You don't never see any depictions of a dinosaur. When do you see depictions of a dang T-Rex? Or a Bronchiosaurus? When do you ever see those? You see any depictions of pterodactyls on old world buildings? No. But you will see dragons.
And then we turn around. What do we got right here? Look at that sucker. That thing is so huge. It reminds me of the lighthouse of Alexandria for whatever reason. But then if you look down, if we can see it, boom. You guys enjoyed Indianapolis. So looky what we got up here on top of this building. Okay, it's gonna be kind of...
Yo, and I think those creatures were real too. I forgot the name of those creatures. However, those are the creatures that Queen Califia used to be on. In the old, myths or stories. What are they called? Griffins? There's something like that.
Choppy, I know, but those are griffins, aren't they, guys? What do we know about griffins? We all know. Anyway. So this is an up-close view. I know there's some of you that could help me decipher this. I'd really appreciate your help if you'd let me know. The construction began in 1895 and finished in 1896. This is not a steel frame building. This is made of brick and stone.
I got buildings just like that in my town. They didn't gutted them out and turned them into luxury lofts, little 1-bedroom apartments.
So I guess the building was built by the author of Ben-Hur, and he named that structure off this palace of the Byzantine Empire, which is now located in Turkey.
Crazy.
So we all know a lot of this stuff, but when we learn the scientific explanations for things, sometimes it hits a little harder. Perfect example is that tight, anxious feeling that you get after posting something online. It's not just in your head. It is literally your nervous system picking up on things that you cannot see, feel, or hear. Your nervous system is so much more aware than even you are, and that might be where consciousness is stored. Your nervous system is literally reacting to a field of attention. Let me explain. When you post something online and somebody else sees it, you basically become an open tab in somebody else's mind. Once you post and your image is out there, your words, your voice, your face is being mirrored by somebody's brain. You are being scrolled, praised, judged, ignored by other people. And even though you are physically not experiencing this, you, in some field that exists that we don't understand yet, let's call it the matrix, that is still happening to you, whether you know it or not. And you don't know who's watching or when, but your body does. There's a neurocircuit in your brain called the gaze detection system, and it lights up even when you cannot consciously tell that someone is looking at you. Evolution has hardwired us to sense when we have eyes upon us. But in the digital world, gaze isn't limited to time and space. Dr. Marilyn Schmitz and William Broad, they did over 100 experiments where they had people distantly focus on someone else. And those people had no idea this was happening, but their body knew. Their body picked up that someone was either thinking about them, looking at them, watching them. Their skin conductance dropped, their heart rates changed, their brain waves shifted, even when they didn't know they were being observed. So what happens when thousands of people are looking at you online? Maybe not all at once, but unpredictably. I assume this is what celebrities go through. So you may not know, but your nervous system.
This is what me and you are going through. Because there's thousands of people watching this video right now. Dang, I'm going to have to pay attention to my gut feeling from now on.
Feels that pull. That tight, uncomfortable, anxious feeling that you get after posting something online, even when no one's commented yet, it's not just in your head. It's not even just the algorithm. It's your nervous system reacting to a network field of attention. So you might ask yourself, that's weird. I'm not an insecure person. I don't really care what other people think of me. I'm a confident person. But it's not social comparison. It's energetic exposure. And posting online means non-local perception. And there's complete science for this. If you're one of those people that are asking yourself, why can't I post online? Why don't I post online? There's that icky, cringy, anxious feeling that you get whenever you're about to upload something. There's actual science for this, and it's a lot more creepy than you might think, but hopefully giving you this explanation will give you the confidence to post.
What is Stargate AI? Why is Trump spending $800 billion on it? AI created this old world, huh? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what created the old world, but it's possible. AI could have been here forever. You know what? That's crazy now that I think about it. What if AI created a type of people to come here and lay destruction to this world? To get rid of all natural everything. And then turn everything into machines. And then eventually turn the people into machines. Neuralink. Dang, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Some Terminator type stuff. AI came back in time to stop. Who knows, man?
We haven't got a clue, really, have we, about our old civilisations?
Mm-mm.
It's just all bamboozlement about they were primitive. I mean, look at this, it's unbelievable.
Like, what is that?
Carved out of chisels and hammers. It's like something out of Stargate. Some kind of sci-fi. Unbelievable. And as the water levels drop, not rise, we're going to be seeing a lot more videos like this.
They look like a bunch of like little spaceships. I don't know though.
This is the best way to tell if your third eye is encrusted. I can't say the word because they'll take this video down. If you want to know if your third eye is blocked, if after a few minutes when you close your eyes and all you see is darkness, all you see is black, your third eye is completely closed. And there are tips and tricks I can give you to open that. But once your third eye is open, uncrusted, and you start to see color, you'll start to see sacred geometry, you'll start to see beings. But before the beings and the full unseen realm will become an actuality for you, you have to make sure you've cleared your lower chakras to get rid of all of the fear, that your third eye is working with your crown, that everything is harmonized, because your soul and your higher self does not want to put you into fear. So there are a lot of things you can do to uncrust your third eye, because some of the things in the unseen realm are interesting, but they cannot touch you. Remember how powerful you are, and then you will start to have so much success in seeing the unseen realm. If you want tips and tricks on how to get this process started, leave a comment and I will make another video. I love you.
Take a look at all the unexcavated pyramids behind me.
Yo, my wife will attest to this. I talk about this all the time, about how there's pyramids in America, in the United States at that, because we all know there's pyramids in America. America's a huge country. You got the north and the south and the central. And we all know there's pyramids in the central and probably in the south as well. But we never talk about the ones here in North America, except for the ones in East St. Louis, right? That's in Illinois, or yeah, I think that's in Illinois. We talk about those ones because, I mean, you can't deny them. But we don't talk about the other ones that have yet to be found or just don't get any attention. We are not going to excavate any of this stuff. If anything, we're going to try to tear it down or cover it up, because what it does is creates a new narrative for what this world was. Just saying.
One there, here, here.
And a lot of these trees are new. These are not old trees. I wonder where he's at right now, though. He probably is in South America. Yo. What in the they clone Tyrone? Even he got on the white tee. Surf ain't in my white tee. Forget a throwback. I look clean in my white tee. Now that's crazy. The whole road just buckled like that due to the heat. Nah, man, there's something else under there. You know, I feel like we build roads on top of stuff, so I don't know what's under there, but maybe this car is safely going over it. It's a huge speed bump. Caught air in a Corolla. Probably thought he was on GTA or something.
The founding fathers of quantum mechanics were actually mystics. That is to say that the men on the absolute bleeding edge of what we know today believed in universal consciousness. Max Planck, who was the father of quantum theory, said consciousness is fundamental, matter is derivative from it. Erwin Schrödinger, who came up with the famous Schrödinger's cat thought experiment and the Schrödinger equation, said that the number of minds in the universe is one. These men thought that the universe was one giant mind. Niels Bohr, another famous physicist from that time, said that everything we regard as real is made up of things that cannot be regarded as real. In today's modern world, we've lost sight with the true nature of reality. Mind you, no pun intended, what these gentlemen found at the quantum level is what made them think this way. They looked straight to Eastern texts, Eastern philosophy for understanding. Oppenheimer, one of the fathers of the big boom boom that won us World War II, quoted the Bhagavad Gita directly. He said, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
These people weren't mystics. I mean, they probably were pretty smart and had a, open mindset to certain things. However, it's like this, right? These people are famous, right? They probably had big names back then and were able to publish these works. But there's many people who probably thought this way or already knew these things prior to these people putting these texts out. For instance, in the track community, right? Because I'm a track coach, so I'm going to put that one out there. In the track community, we say that the world has yet to see the world's fastest man. We've seen Usain Bolt, right? But Usain Bolt was a guy who actually put in the work and never got into trouble and was able to live out that destiny. Imagine all the other people who are just as fast or could have been faster who just never even pursued track and field or who never even just made it that long in their life. There's people out here who are doing the things, but you don't hear about it. That's all I'm saying, right? Because, okay, say you fast forward 200 years from now, right? And kids from 200 years from now are looking back at, who was the fastest man in the world in 2012? It's going to say Usain Bolt, right? So I'm going to say this guy, Usain Bolt, was the fastest man ever. He's a mystic. However, we don't know about the other 6 million guys who could have been just as fast and never even thought about the sport. Or if they ran, it was never recorded because they could have ran in their backyard and beat Usain Bolt. Who knows? We don't know these things, right? So that's the thing with history, right? You get these books and these historians and these people who get worshipped, but they're just the ones who had their stories told at the time. It's kind of like an actor and actress. They're famous, right? But you don't hear about other people who are just as good or doing the same thing.
You see that?
What is that and where is that? They're gonna fly down there? I'm getting anxiety flying through these mountains.
Let's just fly around in circles for a second.
Look at that. Where is that? Is this the Grand Canyon? Is this the Grand Canyon, y'all? I need to get good at doing that, man. I wouldn't mind flying around the Grand Canyon with my camera, scoping out what's real and what's not, and trying to find certain entrances, but I'm scared I'm gonna hit a rock. Pow! Yo, what is that?
Yeah, that right there just tell you, boy, be careful at these restaurants. You don't know who they be having, boy. It's telling you, you won't know. You order something. Now imagine the person that somebody ordered that food and he's sweeping up instead of putting it in the trash. He dumping it in the fries. I'm gonna keep it all the way handled. I know you have to keep things professional, but if that's my restaurant and I look at those cameras and seeing that, it ain't just firing him. He'll get punished in a different type. I'm telling you, boy. You don't play them type games for nobody. Money, restaurant, you can mess up everything. Cause somebody to die, anything off you doing something like that. That's crazy. Cause sometimes, man, I'm just telling you, some of these people hire people, and they seem like they good and stuff like that. And some people be weird. You just got weird people in this world, man. Like, what in the world would have you to think that's okay to do? Like, just don't. Like, it's crazy. It's just weird people in this world like that, though. But sad, but true.
I just saw a video that's probably going to go viral of some buses, open top buses, presumably for their parade, that are already painted with them as champions. So that's all I'm thinking about right now.
It's a script. They put this on Bleacher Report. Who leaked the video? Because, come on, man, they already knew. We knew in Game 6 that OKC was going to win. I should have put some money on it, but I don't be gambling like that. But I kind of already knew the way Indiana was playing. They blowing them out. OKC just playing lackadaisical. Like, I'll just shoot this shot. Oh, I missed. Oh, well. We'll go to Game 7. We'll win it at home in front of our crowd. I do kind of find it strange, though, that Tyrese Halliburton got hurt right away. You know, they just kept talking about his injury, kept talking about this injury that he had. And right before the game, they said, I don't want to hear anything about his injury. He ain't hurt. I think that was Stephen A. Smith that said that. He ain't hurt. The way he playing, he ain't hurt. Then he gets hurt. And then OKC wins the game. And it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like they wanted SGA to be the one. I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you guys think there's a script? Do you think it's fixed? Do you think they can kind of predict who's going to win before they actually do it? Because why would you paint the whole bus? A whole bus? They not having a parade today, are they? Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know when they have the parade, but still.
I was live and people said they saw UFOs. What does this look like to you all?
Oh, snap. You see those lights up there? Yup, something's up there. They responding to your music, man. They just scattering too. They listening to your music, man. That's what it is. They're trying to free you and show you the way to go home. Yo, it's crazy that that's the song he's playing as UFOs appear.
How the fuck did Rick and Morty of all TV shows just get away with this? Watch this carefully before they take this down.
Okay, I figure it's better to do this in front of you. I didn't want to walk in de-aged. What do you think, D? 45? Younger?
I don't care about your age, Rick. I don't even want to call you that. That's my husband's name. He just died.
I know. So, 27?
Dad, you're traumatizing her.
What? It's my face too. And now Diane gets to understand that I'm still sexy and a genius.
And while everyone is so distracted with what these two are doing, nobody's paying attention to what this scientist just said, which completely proves everything that show was trying to tell us.
I've got super high NAD levels because I've been supplementing for about 7 years now.
Supplementing what? How do you get those levels? What are you doing? What are you taking? What's the serum? If you know, you know.
So that was the next thing on my list was NAD. Of the people that I know that look freakishly and unusually young for their age, that I have met in, say, the last 36 months, I cannot get over how many of them have told me that I'm on NAD. I'm talking about everywhere from a gym to a golf course to a business meeting. And I'm talking about visually, shockingly looking young people. Mainly people in their 50s that look like they could be in their 30s or early 40s to me.
Now, after watching this podcast, I had to do a full-blown deep dive into NAD for myself. And basically, our body naturally produces NAD, but after we turn around 30 years old, that's when our NAD levels start to plummet. And having low NAD levels is exactly what triggers the aging process in our body. So by raising back your NAD levels, not only can it help with things like those deep lines and wrinkles, those weak and aching bones and joints, your body's ability to physically recover faster, that forgetfulness and brain fog that creeps in, and the biggest one for a lot of people, which is just making it easier to cut down on those pant sizes. If you're wondering what the best way to raise your NAD levels is, just listen to what the same biologist from before had to say about this.
The scientific evidence points to taking a supplement every day, just swallowing one of those is enough to double your NAD levels in the bloodstream.
Know about all that fountain of youth and anti-aging stuff, but these celebrities are looking crazy young nowadays and doesn't look like they're aging. And it probably does have something to do with this NAD. But I need to know what NAD actually is and where do they get it from and how are they able to put it in these supplements, right? Because we in this community all know what the real fountain of youth is for these celebrities, right? And have they found a way to actually synthesize it into pill form and sell it to you over the market? I'm not sure, but that's kind of what it seems like, man. But yeah, these are some of the most strange and creepy TikToks that are out there. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on. And until next time, YouTube, peace.